Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm here in front of you to admit that I was completely wrong about Dragon Age the Veilguard because I thought, even at the worst case scenario, that this game would be mid, right? It'd be 5, 6 out of 10, but we got all the reviews that have come out today, the ones that were allowed to come out because EA specifically is not allowing people who they think will give this game a negative review. That was the word that was going around. But I mean, if you look at all the reviews right now, most of them are pretty bad. I mean, like, I'm a big Dragon Age fan and I want to play this game just because it is Dragon Age. But after seeing the reviews, I don't know if I can do it anymore. I mean, I'm gonna talk more about the negative reviews and what they mentioned, but here's the one positive review with 2.9 likes and 10k dislikes, one of which is me. This is IGN. If you haven't watched the video, they basically glaze the hell out of this game, and it just really is obvious that they got paid off. They got paid off. Like, this is extremely biased. And speaking of bias, there's a similar word called non-binary, right? I think the reviewer really just pushed the politics. Oh, like, they did something politically that I like and agree with, so I'm gonna give this game. Here's what they gave this game. Hold on, let's see. They gave it a 9. And like, even if you haven't watched any other videos right now about Dragon Age the Veilguard, which that's, not likely at all, even if you don't know much about this game, you should probably be able to discern that ain't no way in hell that this game can ever be a 9 out of 10. But if you go watch any honest review of this game for more than 10 seconds, yeah, this should be not 9, but 6 out of 10. And in my honest opinion, after everything that I've seen, I would argue that in no way, shape, or form, this game should be over 5 out of 10. Could go lower to a 4, 3. I wouldn't be too mad at it. I mean, the reviews just came out today. Again, maybe a week later we'll have a different opinion. But right now, I don't think it'd be wrong to say that BioWare is basically dead. Unless EA wants to drag their corpses and make them do the Mass Effect 4 for whatever reason, BioWare is just one of many companies under the umbrella of EA that's gonna just go to the grave. If you go down to the comments of this video, Mr. Cinema said, check skills up. I can't speak today. Check skills up. It's like, you get what I mean. Every interaction sounds like HR is in the room. There you go. That's a very striking quote by that YouTube channel. I did check out that video, and I think everything that they talk about is seemingly pretty much on point. We haven't played the game yet. We haven't gotten our hands on it yet, but yeah, you can tell. There are so many, as you can see, roasting comments, and it's the classic IGN thing where the whole time during the 10-minute review, or maybe more than, like near 15-minute review, you just roast the game over and over and over for many times, and then at the end, 9 out of 10. It's classic IGN. They'll never change because they hold their politics, their bottom line, in front of you, me, the consumer, the actual players, the actual quality of the game. They don't care about any of that. At the end of the day, I was gonna say they're looking to make money, but this is exactly how you don't make money. You also make no money if you put out a game like Dragon Age the Veilguard, which is completely soulless, much like IGN. The writing is akin to Star Wars The Acolyte, I feel like. It's just the small snippets that I've seen of the game. There is this one romance scene with Harding specifically that I'm not gonna spoil for you. I don't know if you'll ever see it, but if you get the misfortune of seeing it, it's one of the worst things I've ever saw. One of the reviewers talk about how childish this game feels in its writing. It has that. Again, you got the Star Wars Acolyte thing or the Rings of Power from Amazon, like absolute horrible writing. Really just one-dimensional characters. The writing, the companions, they fail. I mean, some of them don't even look cool, but their stories and their personalities, that's also a failure, apparently. And the writing, not just in terms of the companions, but the entire storyline from start to finish is pretty bad, it seems, besides the last 2 hours of the game, which this game can take from 50 hours to, if you go crazy, I heard the IGN reviewer played this for 93 hours. I don't know how they did that. But yeah, the most important thing about this game, the companions and the writing, those two are messed up. But yeah, it's a BioWare game, right? They mess those up, and you're not gonna come back from that, even if you have great gameplay, which BioWare usually does have pretty good gameplay. Pretty serviceable for the most part in most of their games. But yeah, it's the writing and the characters that keep you coming back. The lore, the world, and all of that. This game doesn't have it. So it's cooked. But then, okay, we leave that side. And from everything that I've heard and seen so far, the combat, while it can be fun for the first 10 hours maybe, is completely baffling and mind-boggling by the end, where you just want to rip your hair apart or let the game end. One of the two. It's because you have the same enemy types, right? No variety in mission design and combat arenas. You just do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. And your skill tree, you have a couple of different skill trees, but you don't get the chance to use them. The difficulty is all messed up. And I don't know who said this, I can't remember. It might have been said by multiple people, but I think multiple people that I watched recommended lowering the difficulty setting. And the last game I did that with was like Final Fantasy Remaster, I think the 7th game, part 1. I didn't even play part 2 because, or you know, if I thought really hard, maybe I could have come up with another game that I lowered the difficulty with. But yeah, that's not a good sign at all. That means that, holy shit, the gameplay is dragging on so much. I just want it to end at this point. That's why you lower the difficulty down, because you're just having no fun, right? That's it, man. Because I'm like, for example, Cyberpunk is one of the latest games that I'm replaying for the 100th time, but I like to play it in the hardest difficulty. It's fun with all the combat mechanics. But yeah, if I hated them and if I just wanted to go through the story, I would obviously just make the combat a breeze. So yeah, you get what I'm trying to talk about. But yeah, you try to run away from the combat to the story. Well, the story sucks as well. You try to run back to the combat sucks. It's a failure as a game. It's extremely safe. Not only does it give me Star Wars Acolyte vibes, a better comparison would be Starfield. That's, you know, one of my most heated videos that I made. A lot of people cooked me for it, but hey, Starfield is literally one of the most boring games that I've ever played in my entire life. And this game kind of looks like it follows suit. Yeah, it has Andromeda vibes, the facial expressions, if you've seen them, they're not good either. Again, really akin to Starfield. Things that were done way better 15, 20 years ago. Freaking 20 years ago, 2009, when was that? Regardless, whatever. They're done worse in 2024. BioWare regressed with its game design. So like even having smaller maps, no BS open worlds is a huge advantage. It's a good thing on paper. They managed to mess that up as well, according to all the people that has reviewed this game. Again, the side missions, that don't seem to be interesting. If this game came out in 2010, I think it could have been like a 7, 8 out of 10, maybe. I don't freaking know. The writing is, you know, doesn't matter, right? If the writing is bad back then, it's gonna be bad right now as well. But yeah, it's just sad to see, because I really wanted to play this game. I really wanted to cover this game, and I was interested in covering this game because most likely, just like you, I'm a big Dragon Age fan. And regardless of all the BS marketing and all the bad news that we heard and all the shady shit that EA and BioWare was trying to pull with this game, we were like, okay, at least, you know, let us be wrong. Let this game be somewhat good. So at the very least, even if we don't get this perfect Dragon Age game, we can have hope for Mass Effect 4. But right now, again, I think the studio is shutting down or just getting downsized to be a supporting studio and doing very little in the future, then getting shut down, right? A couple of years later, or getting shut down immediately. That's the future for BioWare, in my humble opinion, because what are you doing? What is this? Let freaking Larian do Dragon Age next time. Anyhow, yeah. It's either that, maybe they'll do a Mass Effect 4, but after everything that I'm seeing with this game, I don't know if I want this team specifically to be doing it. You would have to really change things around and come up with a better team. And maybe then I would consider it. We would all consider it. But yeah, like if people are raving the hell out of the last 2 hours of this game, I don't know, if you can show me that energy the whole way through for Mass Effect 4, which again is impossible. And I say Mass Effect 4 discounting Andromeda. I don't think anybody's offended by that. Yeah, it's just like, it's sad because the game mostly sucks. I'm a Dragon Age fan, so I am gonna play it one way or another. Let me just say that and nothing more. And yeah, it just feels hopeless. Dragon Age, Mass Effect, and BioWare in general feels hopeless. It was a good run. It was a good run, but Mass Effect, here it is on screen. And BioWare in general, man. All I gotta say is, and obviously lastly, Dragon Age, rest in peace.